What's up, Zombie Talk 123 here. Proud to announce for the White Sox fans, White Sox organization, as they part ways with Ozzie Guillen 2 days before the regular season ended. And he is now a Florida Marlin and will have 4 years on his contract, getting paid 40% more than what he was getting paid with the White Sox. That's very hard to believe when you're thinking about this is a Marlins, a low budget team that really hasn't been able to open up their payroll for a lot of guys lately. But with the new ballpark, a new manager, maybe that will attract more people to in attendance, and hopefully they'll be able to raise their payroll, and they do plan on doing that. Now, for the White Sox, though, now you know what the direction the Marlins are going with Ozzie Guillen, who they've really kind of coveted in a manager for a long time, talking with the White Sox about a possible Mike Stanton swap or Logan Morrison swap. Good deal for the Marlins that they haven't done that. Still a possibility that they do trade Morrison, as he was sent down to the minors, and he did send a letter of forget what it is, but he was not happy with the club about that decision. Now, for the White Sox, though, they hire Robin Ventura as their new manager. He was a first-round pick from the White Sox at 10th overall. He played 16 seasons in the major leagues, hit 294 home runs, and was an all-star a few times for the White Sox. Now, this guy, he played the first 10 years of the White Sox, too, I believe. He's 44. So you can already tell they're going with the younger guys. I think they're really trying to just make this whole team younger. Guys like Carlos Quentin and veteran guys definitely have the possibility of being traded. Adam Dunn, right now, he's got to stay where he is. I mean, he had a terrible season. They would get nothing out of him. They'd end up having to pay most of his salary, too. So not a smart move to try to trade Dunn now. They're going to have to wait till his stock raises, and really, there's no really reason to trade Dunn right now. You have nothing to lose. You're not going to be able to get anything worthwhile for him in a trade. So you might as well just keep him and see if he can put up those regular numbers he did before the season next year. Paul Konerko, I don't think he'll be traded. He'll definitely finish his year with the White Sox. But really, everywhere else, I think they're going to go younger. Brett Morale, definitely Gordon Beckham. You look at guys, Alexi Ramirez not going anywhere. He's a great shortstop. They're definitely lucky to have him. You're looking in the outfield. There's some guys that could definitely take over for Carlos Quentin, less costly players. So you could definitely see Carlos Quentin being traded this offseason. But by these moves, they want to go younger. They've been wanting to get some more promising players through their organization. They would love to have guys like Logan Morrison, promising outfield bats, to kind of replace those guys like Carlos Quentin and still get some good minor league talent for him. They want to develop and be a great organization for many years. Kenny Williams, he's just such an aggressive GM. He goes out and makes trades that sometimes aren't the smartest things. He goes out and makes waiver deals like he did with Rios that you knew was going to be a bad deal from the start. Sometimes he's a little bit too aggressive, and it definitely haunts you. But when he's in a pennant race, he goes all in. And every year he's been able to go all in year. But this year, definitely more of a rebuilding stage. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with Mark Burley. Jake Peavy deal has not turned out the way they want it to either. There's been some questionable moves by Kenny Williams Jr., but he still will be the GM. I like him personally as a GM, but some people definitely don't like him. Some people don't get along with him. But I really think a younger manager will add a fresher look to this team. This team, Ozzie Guillen was just kind of pissed off all the time. And, if he's in a better mood and he goes to Florida, that's great. He's a very high-tempered manager, and, you definitely want to play hard for him as a player. But this guy, he has worked in player development a lot, and I think that's the main thing. They want someone who can be a leader, a strong leader, and someone who knows player development and can really get these young guys some playing time and get them in the right track so they can, help this organization out in the future. They want to get teams that can win for a long time. They don't just want one-year wonders that, have a 20-game winning streak and then don't get over 500 for a few years and they make some bad contracts. They want to build this organization from the ground up. So they definitely want to bring in some new talent. I like the move for them. Robin Ventura, young guy, 44 years old. They always hire most of the people they've hired are not, big name managers that are out there. They hire new guys that have been bench coaches or working in organizations elsewhere. They usually don't hire managers with a lot of experience, kind of add a fresher look. That's just kind of the way they've done it in the past few years, or at least under their current owner. and general manager Kenny Williams Jr. So I like this for the White Sox. Kind of unexpected that they announced a manager right now, and with all these managers that could possibly be on the open market. And then you look at Terry Francona. Where will he go? The White Sox never really an option there. I couldn't see him going to the White Sox. Could I see him going to the Cubs? I honestly could. I'm not sure where the Cubs are going to go with that. The Cubs trying to talk to Theo Epstein Jr. or however I think it's just Theo Epstein. I'm not sure. They talked to him. Do I see him going to the Cubs? I could definitely see it for him trying to be the hero and get this team a championship. And any general manager who goes to the Cubs right now, you're gonna have a pretty fun job with like $50 million to spend and kind of your time and trying to get this team going to organizational championship and for all their fans and stuff. So for the White Sox, though, I think it's a move in the right direction. Robin Ventura, their new manager for 2011, they agreed on a multi-year contract. So we'll see how that goes for the White Sox. I think it will be a definitely good move for them as they look to be over 500 next year, and I definitely think they will. I think they'll be battling the Tigers for the division spot. The Indians, it's going to be interesting to see how they bounce back next year. Having Ubaldo Jimenez for a full year, hopefully he can improve next year, and we'll see what happens there. But the White Sox hiring Robbie Ventura, 294 career home runs, played 10 seasons with the White Sox, 44-year-old player development guy as their new manager. Thanks for watching Zombie Talk 123.